Today I'll be reviewing Transit Girls, an 8-episode Japanese Yuri themed drama. I was initially interested in the show because of the promise girl activities. Furthermore, what really caught my eyes was the fact that it's apparently the first lesbian themed Japanese television drama. So yeah, I kinda gave in and I watched it. And well, I did not like it, unfortunately. So that's what we are going over today. My opinions, thoughts, and reaction of the show. There will be spoilers, so keep that in mind. Alright, let's get into it. The biggest flop, I would say, is the main love story between Sayuri and Yui. So a bit of context for the two of them. Sayuri Hayama is a high school student who was forced to live with her stepmother and stepsister. The stepsister here is Yui Shida, a 21-year-old university dropout student who is currently working under a professional photographer. Sayuri is trying to live her normal high school life, but Yui just had to come in and wreck the little existence of her heterosexuality. So that is basically the premise of the story. The problem that I have is the chemistry between the two. To understand, let me break it down on what happened on the first episode, okay? They move in, they have breakfast again, I guess, on the next day. Sayuri went to study, she hang out with boyfriend. Next morning, she hang out with her friend. It's dark now, she went home, Yui come in, Sayuri tell her to fuck off, and then they kissed. Wow, such story development, yeah? And look, I'm sure it was like a low budget show. I mean, like getting something like this on TV is pretty big. So maybe that's why they can't write a more complex love story between the two because of the short running time or whatever. Perhaps their love story is not based on interaction or chemistry, but maybe more of a passionate love at first sight. Even then, I don't get it because I don't find the characters to be interesting or compelling at all. Let's start with Sayuri. I find her to be a tad annoying. She gets annoyed with everything. Every single time she is at home, she is never in a good mood. During breakfast, she would leave prematurely. She doesn't smile often. The only time I see her smile is when she with her friend, and then very later on in the story when she got together with Yui. She's basically having the peak, teenage high school angst. And beside that, she really doesn't have any personality. I don't know about any of her interests. She's just really, really bland as a character. Yet, for some reason, everyone say that she's cute. Like the stepmom said, she find her cute when she's annoyed. I guess in the hope to brainwash the audience to think it too. And same with Yui. It was even revealed that she has like a past history of only dating guys, and Sayuri is like the first girl she ever fall in love with. But let me ask you this. Why? Cause what is special about Sayuri? Like she's just a girl with mommy issues. Like there is so many other girls she could have fallen in love with. Like me. Like what is really cute about her? Like I love the way she put her shoes on sometime, and I just find her so cute when she said that she find me annoying, and the way she ignoring me and everyone at the dinner table, it just making me blush. And when she told me to get out, I just couldn't contain myself, and I just have to kiss her without her consent. Yui low-key is a sociopath. Like the next day after they kiss, Sayuri show up to the dinner table late with like the implication that like the last night kiss really messed up her psyche. And you just see Yui eating her rice in a very carefree manner, in fact. Honestly, like calling her a sociopath is actually a disgrace because even people with sociopathic traits can at least show and express emotion. Like hell, even my deadpan voice probably show more emotion than her face. Yui just kind of stare the whole time with like a blank face and nothing behind her eyes. She also just follows Sayuri around, even when Sayuri doesn't want to see her. I know it's supposed to show that she cares about her, but due to poor writing or acting, maybe even both, Yui just really come off as a weird stalker in some of the scenes sometimes. Other things I have noticed. In the first episode, Sayuri was shown liking a picture of two girls kissing each other, yet she find the idea of Yui liking her to be weird or appalling. Like, has she never exposed to the gays? If so, why did she casually like the picture of that two girls? Internalized homophobia? But she liked the picture in front of her boyfriend. So like, I'm just very confused about that. I admit there was one scene that I thought was cute. It was when Sayuri got Yui home slippers. I saw that scene and I was like, wow, she has emotions. Wild. I didn't keep a note on this, so I forgot which episode it was, but I remember Sayuri saying something along the line of, I'm starting to think we're not acting like sister anymore. And I was like, dude, you guys were never sister. You said that, she said that, you two kissed on the first episode. Besides the poor writing, the editing and actress did not make the story between the two of them any more believable. Near the end of episode 4, they kiss again, but the scene just went for like a bit too long. The bath scene I thought was funny too. Like, they're supposed to have this passionate kiss, but you could tell the actress was just not into it. Like, oh shit, do I really have to do this? Also, what with this weird ass white water? Did they throw in like 30 gallons of milk into like the bathtub? I hate almost all of the secondary character, which is really telling because there were only like 6 of them. I hate the dad the most. He just had like a very punchable face, you know. I hate how he would just pout when he talks. He does that a lot. And he's like completely inconsiderate of his own daughter. Like, he moved them in with his new wife without her opinion. And he's just oblivious in general. In episode 3, he was having a discussion with his wife about Sayuri being sick, because like she got sick. The wife proposed that it might be because her environment changed suddenly. And then he said, oh, she's not that sensitive. Like, bro, have you not seen how she's been reacting these past few days? Like, what the heck are you talking about? Like, what the fuck? I actually like the wife. I think she really tried to be a mom. In their conversation, she always seemed to care about the kid's well-being. For the school kid, I think they're okay. Now, is a childhood friend of Sayuri. I would argue they have more chemistry together, since they actually like can talk and banter and like hang out like normal beings. It would make way much more sense if Sayuri ended up liking him. I don't like Mirai because she got mad at Sayuri since now like Sayuri and not her. Like, sorry, get in the line, you fucking thirsty girl. Sayuri is not accountable for the fact now not taking interest in you. And the other girl is okay too. For an empty vessel of a secondary character with the sole purpose of being a backdrop friend, I find her to be likable. Probably because of the actress. And the photographer is hot too, I guess. These characters have no soul in them. Their existence is to revolve around the main character to give exposition or as like a check mark. Like, oh well, I guess we need a rival childhood friend. Or, Yui have a job, right? Well, she need a scene with her boss. And like, oh, Sayuri seemed like a lonely nobody right now. Throw in some couple of friends for her. Like, give her like 3. I think that's good enough, right? 네. 우리랑 못 뒀죠. There was a lot of scene that I thought was repetitive or not necessary. For example, you know how I was mentioning the boyfriends that Yuri have? Well, he only exists in the first episode. The very next episode, apparently they broke up off screen. Why did they break up? I don't know. I guess he was such a bad boyfriend. He just got yeeted out of existence and like fall into the abyss. No appearance or like acknowledgement of him after that. He just gone with the wind. Talking about the first episode, at the dinner table, the dad asked some question, and we were giving plot points about Yuri's background as like a photographer and university student. And then later on, we have a scene where say Yuri friends came over and asked Yuri the same question, and we got the same information again twice. Like, why was that necessary? In episode 4, there was this scene where Yui and her mother talks. They said hello to each other in the kitchen, and then it cuts to Yui brushing her teeth and talking to her mom in the bathroom instead. Why couldn't they just talk in the kitchen? Why did we need an extra scene? Like, what additional information does the scene tell us? What? Like, Yui brushed her teeth so she has a very nice fresh minty breath when she kissed Sayuri. Like, why was it there? I also find most of the shot to be very boring or mediocre. It's especially obvious during the group studying scene. Everything just feels so slow. Each episode is only about like 20-minute long, but it feels like hours. I feel like I was being punished by the god for watching sinful cinema. So I was put into purgatory jail. Things were happening, but at the same time it wasn't. And like at some point, everything just kind of looked the same, and I just started to dissociate. My mortal coil was just starting to like shuffle off this earthly realm. I just started to zone out, and everything just kind of go white. So yeah, that was my opinion of Transit Girls. I know I sound really harsh, like I'm some kind of connoisseur of like high art of like Yuri. I was just really disappointed with the show. I think it's a shame that this is the first lesbian drama to be shown on TV. The drama is just bad, regardless if it's gay or not. I feel uncomfortable the whole time when I was watching the two girls interact. Like, there's no subtleties. Every episode, they would have this long conversation. Like, have you let girl before? Are you into men or women? Have you ever dated a girl? Do you bone girl for a living, Yui? The larger problem I have with this show is how outdated it is. They're this weird predatory lesbian trope. Yeah, I'm talking about Yui here. They say they like each other, but the acting, writing, and editing just make their relationship weird, as if like the Yuri goddess bestowed it for them and make them like each other, but forgot to make them gay. So we just have to watch the torment of the two girls as they try to pretend they're like kissing each other. Now this is my opinion, but I hate that it's sexualized. And what I mean by that is that it has like all the cliche I would see in like lesbian movies or show, like seeing the other person half naked out of the shower, naked bodies behind the blankets, implication that they did it, the bath scene. I guess I forgot the memo somewhere behind Lesbian 101 that you have to take a bath with the people you like. But for me, even if I like someone a lot, they need to at least tell me in like 7 to 8 business days in advance so I can feel comfortable. But that's just me. And then one last thing. Why the stepsister plot? I know it was used as an obstacle to make it harder for them to get together, but it could have easily been the idea of just getting together with another girl, that makes their relationship difficult. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, they did not need the stepsister premise. It wasn't a big integral part of the story. I feel like the writer didn't really explore how them being stepsister really affected the two of them. It could have easily just been two high school girls falling in love with each other. And I honestly would have preferred that, because the stepsister thing it's kind of weird. It's kind of odd. And I'm not a fan of it. I just want wholesome gay stuff. Okay?